All right, back for another beer review, and today I'll be reviewing yet another beer from the DuClaw Brewing Company, and they are now out of Ewing, New Jersey, and this is their Sweet Baby PB&J. So they're calling this one a chocolate peanut butter raspberry porter, and it also says porter with natural and artificial flavors. It comes in at 6.2% alcohol by volume, no IBUs listed, time of review. And this can is just over 3.5 months old. So this is the first beer that I am not only reviewing from DuClaw, but just having period since they were acquired from the River Horse Brewing Company last year. So that is why I said they are now out of Ewing, New Jersey. That is where River Horse resides. And yeah, they acquired the DuClaw brand basically, and now they brew their beers there. And I thought I would give this one a go. Now, full disclosure, I'm not a huge fan of the Sweet Baby lineup from DuClaw. I've had Sweet Baby Jesus multiple times, Sweet Baby Java, Sweet Baby Hazel. None of them really do it for me. The Java is probably my favorite of the three that I've had, but I thought, let's grab this one. It's basically Sweet Baby Jesus, but with the addition of raspberry. Maybe it'll make it a little bit more palatable for me. And yeah, I want to also see how they're doing at the new facility and see how this one is in general. So let's crack this one open, get in the glass, and see what we got going on here. Now, I know a lot of you love DuClaw's Sweet Baby Jesus in the lineup, so I totally get it. Beer is subjective. We all have different palates, so on and so forth. It just never did it for me. I don't know what it is. I usually get like some kind of metallic kind of vibe to it. Just, doesn't resonate with me. So I'm hoping this one is a little bit more in my wheelhouse. Put this over here. So that little cheat, I'll tell you right now, if that little cheat is consistent, this might be the best of the lineup for me. Anyway, pours out a really dark brown color. Yeah, it has like a very dark brown color. On camera, it's probably going to look more, I would say, pitch black or closer to black. Hold it up to the light. Yeah, it's more dark brown, even darker than I a lot of times say Dr. Pepper or some kind of like soda pop, cola, root beer, something like that. It's a bit darker than that. It's a little bit lighter here, the more light brown at the bottom. I will say that it's tough to see, but there seems to be like a tinge of like a redness, which maybe from the raspberries they're using, although they say artificial natural flavors. I don't know if they're actually ususing raspberries. They also have a spiel on the side that I didn't read, but maybe we'll remember to read it at the end. About a finger of a straight up light brown colored head. I'd say the bubbles are some of them are big, some of them are small. Not very uniform and consistent as a whole, but the head itself looks pretty creamy. It really does. Looks nice. Looks like a nice beer. Let's get a nose. PB&J all fucking day long. That is the best nose I may have had from a DuClaw beer that I've reviewed on the channel. It smells legit like a PB&J sandwich. Like when you're making one up and you're putting the peanut butter and the jelly or the jam and with the bread and everything. There's a little bit of like a roasty, toasty kind of malt character. Maybe a touch of a chocolate. They do call it chocolate peanut butter, because that's what Sweet Baby Jesus is as the base. I'm not getting as much chocolate here. I'm getting more of just straight on PB&J. And in the nose, the peanut butter smells like actual peanut butter as opposed to like a roasted peanut or kind of like a peanut butter powder. It actually smells like straight on peanut butter, for sure. It's not very complex. It smells like a PB&J sandwich with a little bit of like a roasted malt character. Not much chocolate, but like this is, to me, the best aroma of all of the Sweet Baby beers that I've had to date. So I'm looking forward to this one. Let's get into it. Cheers, everyone. That is the best of the lineup I've had so far. That raspberry really brings a tart, jammy, kind of raspberry quality that I think the one issue I've had, and I'd have to go back and look at the reviews, but I think the lineup as a whole, I always get, like I said, that metallic kind of like, and the peanut butter always comes off more of like a roasted peanut as opposed, or like a boiled peanut as opposed to an actual like peanut butter. I think with the raspberry here is kind of blocking that metallic vibe, introducing something that I enjoy, which are raspberries, while still having a nice kind of peanut butter, roasted peanut kind of quality from the peanut butter itself. Another sip. Body's not bad. Medium body, maybe a touch over, 6.2%. Yeah, I'd say it's appropriate. The mouthfeel, mild to moderate carbonation. More approaching moderate. Has a nice, spritzy, kind of crisp nature to the mouthfeel. It does have a little bit of a smooth quality to it. Not like necessarily super creamy. I would like to see the mouthfeel be a little bit more creamy because it is, it's a peanut butter beer. So I want it to kind of mimic peanut butter as a whole. But I think the body's nice and the mouthfeel's solid. Pour the rest in here just in case anything gets changed up from it. So right at the front of the palate, I get that roasted malt character. And it's nice. It's not too roasted. It's more of like a toasty roasty. So it's not like really roasted malt. It's mildly roasted. And that's where I get a little bit of chocolate right at the tip of the tongue. But it kind of dissipates very quickly. And then it's straight on PB&J. So it's like, so since I get that toasted, roasted kind of malt, it kind of turns into like toast. So like if you did like a toasted PB&J, so it's like a toasted white bread. But along with that is a nice, again, roasted peanut, but almost peanut butter-esque. So where I think the other Sweet Baby beers kind of were more of that roasted boiled peanut, this is leaning more towards the peanut butter side of things, which I don't really get from the series as much. And then halfway through that palate, that tart jammy raspberry hits. It's not too tart. It's not like super acidic or anything. It's not like you're drinking a sour, but it has, you know, notes of like fresh raspberries. And if you ever had like some fresh raspberries, let's say you grab a handful and pop them in your mouth. Some will be a little bit more tart. Some will be a little bit more acidic. Some will be over sweet, all depending on the ripeness of them. And that's kind of what I'm getting on the palate. It finishes with a mild to moderate bitterness, like smack dab in the middle. It's semi-dry. This isn't too sweet to begin with. It's more roasty, like I said, toasty. The peanut butter, while the characteristic is there, it's not overly sweet. It's not overly done. Very well balanced as a whole. The beer is just really, really damn solid. 6.2%, you can't tell either. It hides it relatively well. One more sip, because I think this is, to me, my favorite DuClaw beer within the series and one of the better DuClaw beers I've had in a hot minute. Yeah, I think it's pretty well balanced. I think I could see some people who like Sweet Baby Jesus and the other variants. I think you might grab this one and be a little bit disappointed if you're not expecting the intensity is the wrong word to use here for the raspberries, but how much they matter in this beer and how noticeable they are, it's going to vary in your opinion based on how much you like raspberries. For me, I love raspberries. Strong word, but we'll say I thoroughly enjoy raspberries. Okay, we won't say love. I thoroughly enjoy raspberries. So I think it brings enough to the table to set this apart from the base, but also it increases the enjoyment factor for myself personally. So I'm going to give this one a solid rating. I think the highest I gave any of them was like Sweet Baby Java, like a 3.7, 3.75. This is going to get a bit higher than that. So Sweet Baby PB&J from DuClaw. I'm going to give this we'll go straight 4 out of 5. Like I didn't think honestly, I always say I'd say this like every fourth review, don't go into reviews with preconceived notions. But the reality is, you know, after having the 3 other Sweet Baby beers and not being really all that impressed with them, again, personal preference, this has impressed me. So, and it also has the Sweet Baby on the other side, but just in the peanut butter color. You know, one side's raspberry, one side's peanut butter. Oh my God. All right, anyway, let's read this little paragraph. A PB&J in adult form. They're not wrong. It's all the roasty, yes, chocolate a little bit, and peanut butter, sure, notes you love in our Sweet Baby series. Well, I don't necessarily love DuClaw, but a lot of people do so. It says, now with the addition of sweet raspberry flavor. Yeah, I would say they're overly sweet. Like I said, sweet, tart, a little bit acidic. It's all over the place. Grab this can today because it's peanut butter jelly time. Yeah, so like I said, I recommend picking this one up. Although, you know, by the time you see this review, it'll be almost 4 months old. I don't know if you'll see them on the shelves, but if you do or if they re-release this one, give it a go. I think it's my favorite within the lineup. Price point availability here in the Buffalo, New York area, I think it was $11.99 a 6-pack. I paid like $2.29 for that can. I'm all right with it. 6.2%. Those adjuncts, yeah, it's fine. And then availability, I have no idea now since River Horse took over DuClaw. We didn't used to see a lot of DuClaw here in the Buffalo, New York area. Now we get quite a bit. I would say if you've seen DuClaw in the past or you see them on the shelves currently, this probably showed up sometime in January or February. The first time I saw this one was, I think, in February. And this was canned like the middle of December, so probably should have saw it in January. But you know, a lot of stuff doesn't get out super fresh, or maybe I just was looking at the wrong store. You know, distribution's fucking bonkers nowadays. So anyway, if you've had this one before, post in the comment section. Also, if you've had anything within the Sweet Baby series, let me know. Do you like Sweet Baby Jesus? Do you like Sweet Baby Java? Sweet Baby Hazel? I think they did a Sweet Baby Swirl, which is with vanilla, because until this beer, I would say that I am in the camp of I do not like the series. But I get why people wouldn't enjoy the series. You know, we all have different palates. Beer subjective. at the end of the day, just because I don't like a beer doesn't mean you're not going to like it, so on and so forth. It's just I've always been disappointed. I've had Sweet Baby Jesus like 3 separate times, and every single time it just disappoints me. So this did not disappoint me. And that gets 2 thumbs up. So anyway, appreciate everybody stopping by for another beer review here on the Beer Patrol. Like I said, 6.2%. Really can't taste it. Yeah, it's going to be a fun one to drink. To the next one. Cheers.